Evan just finished nurse practitioner, and so he is now 1 year into it out in Philadelphia, too far away, but now I've got client in Philadelphia, so I'll have a business write-off to be able to go visit my granddaughter, Cedar Grace. So I love this notion of Father's Day and what it means for me in particular, but for the world, because we all could use a father mentor that can show us strength and compassion and wisdom, because in our archetype for father, what do you suppose that is? That's that Father God that sometimes we say Father, Mother God, that is that perfect emancipation or emanation of what we imagine that unconditional Father would be like. Ernest Holmes quoted Jesus by saying, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect." Now you hear that perfect and you say, what does that mean? Now it's not perfect like a 10 out of 10. It's perfect like whole and complete. There is nothing missing. And of course, if we think of God, if we think of divine spirit, it is the all in all, the one and only. Everything is encompassed, so there is nothing missing. So that is a perfect example of that phrase and how we can interpret it today in science of mind and make it ours and realize that's me. I am part of that one. I am part of that spirit that is perfect, whole, and complete. At our men's group, we do that for each one of us. We acknowledge each one of us as perfect, whole, and complete. What a great way to affirm who we really are. Now, we say that as parents, we have unconditional love. And we say that God has unconditional love for us, so loved us that he gives us the freedom to make all these mistakes. He gives us, or he, she, it, gives us the freedom to completely ignore it and to become completely disconnected from ourselves, from the world, and that's what produces people that are stuck, lost, alone. But it's not the truth, just like we had in that reading. Love never abandons us. We might abandon it. So Ernest also said, love points the way, and law makes the way possible. Now, what is this law? If you're not attuned with science of mind, you might understand, well, Johnny, law makes the way possible? That's not the law we're talking about. We're talking about the law of cause and effect, the law of karma, the law of truth that says everything happens, and it's happening all the time, equally to each one of us. It's whether we get into that flow, whether we get connected to that love, that we can manifest what it is that we want, what our vision is, our purpose here in this earthly shell. Now, it's said that a father's love is reflected in the eyes of his children. So you can think of that, again, if we think of the divine as being our divine parent, then of course, if we're acting out of that love, if we're acting out of that wholeness, then we're reflecting exactly that world that can work for everyone. Just imagine that. It's not too hard. John Lennon said it. Now in English, we have exactly one word for love. Oh, love. But we use it in so many ways. Now this is not true of every language. In fact, Sanskrit has 96 words for love. And of course, that means that all of those different loves have to be translated into a phrase or even a story in order for us to understand it in the English language. But we've all seen that as we're walking around. Oh, I love your shoes. You know, oh, I love the taste of this Thai food. You know, or I love you, little peck on the cheek when your friend from out of town leaves, or I love you when you're embraced with your beloved, or oh, I love you in the text that you send as you're sending it off. So there's so many ways, and I was only talking, what was that, 4 or 5 of them? 96 in Sanskrit, so we'd have to really get all the nuance of love. The Greeks had 3 words, and one of them is called storge or storye, depending on how you believe the Greeks would have properly pronounced it. And that's sort of like fatherly love, the love in our family, the love of somebody for brothers and sisters, for the father and their children, maybe the children and the parents. Although in real love it is said it's the parents' job to love. The children are at choice whether they will love back. So don't expect it. Those of you that have now grandchildren, you can bribe them with candy and these sorts of things. So there is a sort of mutual admiration society between grandchildren and grandbabies. But not surprisingly, we find that Ernest Holmes again has some good wisdom when he says, I believe that love is at the center of everything. Therefore, I accept love as the healing power of life. So depending on how you experienced your parents as a child, you may find it hard to believe. Like my father used to say when he was hitting me with the belt, this hurts me more than it hurts you. I always had a difficult time with that one. Must have been some emotional hurt that he was feeling. My brother was smart. He started crying even before the belt hit. But I learned a lot from that fatherly love. And I also learned things not to do. So when we see something, we have a choice. We can say, oh, that's something I like. I want more of it. Or I can say, whoa, I'm going to go in the opposite direction because that's definitely not the direction that I want to go. But of course, if you have a direction that you say, I don't want that, there's still 360 degrees to choose from. So which of those other directions are you going to choose? And love can help us guide that way. Now, the Greeks had another word. You may know this one, eros. And that's the one that advertisement and a lot of media, songs, country songs, romantic songs have been attracted to Eros. Eros originally was one of the primal gods coming out of chaos, but then was demoted when they said, I think that love is too important, so let's just make it a child of Aphrodite and make it look like a little thing with a bow and arrow. And of course, we use that term today. You say, they were love struck. Oh, I fell in love. I fell out of love. I'm in love again. I'll never love again. All of these things that come from that eros, from which, of course, we get erotic and a lot of other words, but it's only one aspect. But it can be oftentimes overwhelmed in our saturated media world. Now, here in Science of Mind, we might be closest to the word agape. And agape is meant to be that love of the divine, and the divine's love for us, that unconditional bond. And we say that there is only one thing going on. So that one life, that one power is in and through and as us. So of course, that must be that love that we're feeling that says we're so connected to the divine and therefore so connected to each other. That may be the closest one to love is spoken here. Now, Ernest Holmes, again, from Spiritual Living book. I love all of his little books because they're a lot easier than his 457-page book, which you have to take in small doses. But he says, we can never make the most perfect use of the law of mind unless that use is motivated by love. So if we can find that connection first and then act from that place, then we are in the flow. And that's why in our 5-step prayer, the first thing we do is we recognize there's only one power, one presence. And then we say, and that power and presence is within me. And then we can say the part that we're wanting or we're wanting to get more of or less of. And we say yes. And that's the fourth part, to be thankful and just say, yes, it is so. So we practice a number of tools to make love be part of our practice, part of our life. This is the tough one. He says, regardless of the situation, the conditions or persons that we may feel inclined to dislike or even hate, we must resist the inclination. In some way, we have to find something of value in them, no matter how big or little it may be. The action of love in and through us must be universal in all of our experiences. So what have we had today? The many faces of love. We are the face of God. There is only one love. We've woven together all of the stories of love, an expansive view. And we might ask the question, what's love got to do with it? Just everything. Just everything. So let's take that idea into prayer. So recognizing this power, recognizing this perfect love that surrounds us, that comes in and through us as that divine agape love, that fills us up so that we can see the family here in our congregation and with storge love, share the love. And for those of us, be able to know that love is at the center of everything. It's the courage to love. It's the way that love shows up in its many forms. It's the way that every heart can feel it, because when we're connected, we realize, love has not abandoned me. I am loved. You are loved. We are loved and loving. So given this truth, then we know that it is possible to spread this, to grow this, to feel it in every moment. And our tools of meditation, prayer, affirmation, allow us to remember it those times when we fall and have to stand back up and walk, and we fall and we stand back up and we walk. And we walk in love, and we walk in grace. So I'm thankful for this teaching, for the teaching that gives me the tools to bring this into my life, to make it manifest in all the ways that bless me with abundance and joy and health and this place. So I just send these words of power into the action of love and law, knowing it is already done. We are immersed in love because we are love. And we can anchor that by saying together, and so it is. So I'd like the ushers to come forward and know that in loving, we are loving ourselves and loving this center as we support it with our hearts, our minds, and our treasure. And we can say our affirmation, divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, life. Thank you.
So we're going to go rolling on a river. Now, a little story in this song. I wrote this for a benefit we had in town for the Verde River, big thing, river. So I wrote, write a song about the river rolling to the sea. And Brad Newman was at the same benefit. He turns to me and goes, you know, the Verde River does not roll to the sea. You realize that, don't you?
We can imagine it.
But we're going to have Mr. Jackson Roush sitting with us on this song.
Rolling on the river, yeah. Rolling on the river, yeah. We're rolling on the river, rolling down to the sea. Rolling on the river, gonna wait for the river spirit to deliver. Gonna roll on the river, roll down to the sea.
The sea of love,
The sea of love,
the sea of life.
the sea of life. When you're walking on the water, better get it right.
The sea of hope,
The sea of hope,
the sea of tears.
the sea of tears, for all the ones we've loved and lost throughout the years.
Now we're rolling on
the river, yeah. Rolling on the river, yeah. We're rolling on the river, rolling down to the sea. Rolling on the river, gonna steal a kiss from the river's daughter. Gonna roll on the river, roll down to the sea.
the sea of time.
The sea of time,
No, it moves so fast.
oh, it moves so fast. Hold on to the ones you love, you better make it last.
The sea of hope,
The sea of hope,
the sea of tears.
the sea of tears, for all the ones we've loved and lost throughout the years.
Rolling on the river.
Rolling on
the river. Yeah, we're rolling on the river. Rolling down to the sea. Rolling on the river. Gonna wait for the river spirit to deliver. Gonna roll on that river. Roll down to the sea. The sea of love.
The sea of love,
The sea of life.
the sea of life.
When you're walking on the water, better get it right. The sea of time.
The sea of time,
No, it moves so fast.
it
tears.
The sea of tears.
For all the ones we've loved and lost
Throughout the years.
For all the ones we've loved and lost throughout the years.
So it's the hip bone is connected to the knee bone or something because the verde is connected to the salt, and the salt flows into the desert after it goes to the reservoir, and eventually that water all gets to the ocean. So because it's the third Sunday, and if you are like me, you don't gather coins, you just put them in a jar. So if any of you have these kinds of noisy coins, what we do is we gather them all up, and of course, as Barnum and Bailey or somebody said, you know, we can't please everybody. Some people don't like a noisy thing, and some people love the noisy thing. And do you want to help with the noisy thing? And then what we'll do is we will bless, come on up, and we'll bless our offering as we do this noisy can, getting rid of that change. You know, I was noticing you can't get pennies anymore. Anyone else notice that? So I went to pay for something, and it said that I put in $1, and it said that I put in $1.04 so that it could give me a nickel back, because it was actually 99 cents. They couldn't give me a penny, so in order to make their books balance, they said I had paid them $1.04. And I went, oh, okay, this is interesting math. If I could do that over and over again, give them 99 cents, they give me $1.04. If I could do that repeatedly, and like I could do it like 10,000 times a day, let's see.
Be a millionaire.
I could do that. So I've now got the secret. So anyway.
The Jon Haass get-rich-quick scheme.
All in the science of mind tradition. So knowing that the love of this offering is with us today, knowing that it is fun to give of ourselves, to create a place that is even better than we left it, so that I know that it's a good day and this is blessed. And we are a blessing. And so it is.
So it is. And let them know this goes to a special earmark for special events.
Oh, this goes to a special event earmarked purpose. Yes, and if you don't know what that is, ask someone who knows. So, at this...
You guys are saving all month to put his change in.
All right.
You in the black shirt, there we go.
Excellent. Woo-hoo! Oh my gosh!
Thank you so much.
So I'd like to see if there are some people that are here for the first time or the second time who would be willing and interested to stand up and say your name and where you're from so that we can recognize you, and you can get a slightly used but gently loved book in the bookstore as a gift of you coming to visit us. Any takers today?
Cameron, been in the Prescott area around 30 years, something like that.
Tom from Prescott, welcome. Veronica? Monica from Mexico, welcome. Our neighbor to the south, where in Mexico? Ah, very nice. Anyone else?
I'll stand up. My name's Carl. I'm here periodically. And I live in Prescott Valley. I've been back here since the summer of 2018. But I just want to praise your sermon and the music today, the energy. It's very positive. And I can feel that this is a place bringing light to the darkness in this world, right?
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Carl from Prescott Valley. Excellent. Well, then let's all stand up and let's do our benediction and then sing our way out. Oh my gosh. So here we are. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs. I think it, I believe it, I feel it, I know it, I accept it. Thank you, life.